All right. Hi, everyone. I just want to say big thank you for getting this donation incentive met. I saw that it wasn't on the tracker until a couple hours ago, and the donators got it met really, really quickly. So thank you very much for that.
Thanks, everyone.
All right. So yeah, I think we can get started. This is 100% no major glitches. We can explain exactly what the category entails a little bit later on. So are we ready for the countdown? All right. So I'll get started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
So it's just going for the very first mix of the run right here, where you suck in 2 enemies that give Kirby a power, like these 2 wall doos right here, give you beam. Do it at the same time and hit the 4-frame window, you get tornado, which we can try 4 again, it's no big deal.
Not only that, but I think I made the countdown a little bit too long, so it messed up my RNG manipulation as well. All right.
There we go. Now we got it.
Yeah, so tornado is going to be used heavily throughout this run. A little bit less than 100%, but still quite a big portion of this run. The way that tornado works is that it lasts for roughly a set amount of time. The only way that you can really control it, you can turn it left and right, I guess. And in order to make it go up, you hold B. If you want to make it go down, you let go of B. And if you're playing casually, it's a pretty wild ability, but it's really, really useful. It's got great horizontal speed and clears through a lot of enemies really quickly. All right, so tornado movement is routed very, very carefully. Well, if I did it correctly. And you really don't want to be caught in front of an enemy when the tornado is ending. So basically every single tornado that you see here is routed to some extent. Oh.
Almost.
All right. Poppy Bros can give one of 2 patterns. That one's a little bit less common, I would say. And one thing you'll notice is that this was a very late NES game, and I feel like they tried to stuff everything that they could into this game, so it ends up being really, really laggy. So it's actually a pretty fast-paced game, but because of the lag, it actually looks quite slow at some places. But with the help of Tornado, we can clear out some enemies, and that will reduce some lag. But it's a little bit of a trade-off. You do want to clear enemies to reduce lag, but at the same time, you get something called hit lag, which is basically where Kirby will just sort of stay in place for a little bit when it hits an enemy. So there's a little bit of a balance between those 2 things. All right. Yeah, just want to make sure we get past this frog enemy. If you take any kind of damage, you lose your ability, and if it hits the water, it's often very, very hard to get back. So really want to avoid that frog.
That frog in particular, that's some pretty random movement too. So that's a very scary one.
And it's right next to the door.
Yeah. So you could just try to YOLO it and just go straight into the door, but not really recommended a lot of times, especially in a marathon setting.
Clean.
All right. Yeah, Tornado is very good at clearing most mini-bosses, but there are some exceptions to that. So there are some mini-bosses that can grab you, in which case Tornado is actually not good for that.
Even in a vertical room like this, where Tornado, you think wouldn't be as good because most good for horizontal movement, it's still good for clearing all the enemies along the way there too.
Yeah. One thing that we've sort of learned over the years is that the route used to not have much Tornado, but it's it turns out that keeping Tornado awkwardly ends up being faster than what would look like more natural movement. All right, first boss, Wispy Woods. Pretty short. All you do is just spam Tornado into it. Yeah, that's it.
People have said that bosses in the Kirby series are easy, but I just don't see it. You got multiple buttons going on here.
You'd think a tree would be used to getting win against it, You'd think, but
Yeah. All right. So, yeah, 2-1, not too much to really talk about. I guess one thing I'd say is that prior to people doing that Tornado mix, you'd actually start, the first tornado enemy in the game shows up in this stage. So other than that, not too much to say here, so we can fit in some donations.
You got it. Kirby love from the audience and around the world coming in strong, like $200 from Azor MX, who simply says, Booyah! And $10 from Polar ID, a big Kirby hi from the audience.
I like how we're going high this time around this GDQ. Fun fact, the only time Kirby actually says Poyo in any Kirby game is Mass Attack.
All right. So something weird can happen here. I really hope it doesn't. There's a mini boss coming up, but with games with like lots of sprites from this like time period, if you have too much stuff, other things won't spawn. So luckily we got good luck here, and this mini boss didn't just despawn on me and give me a soft lock. This happened to me twice. Luckily not in any like important situation like this. All right, so coming up on towards the end of this stage here. So maybe now is a good time to explain what counts as a major glitch. I'll wait for this. All right. Out of bounds, most forms of out of bounds are considered minor glitches. That's because basically you're still in the same stage. Oh, nice. Got like 1 frame there. You're still in the same stage, so we're gonna do the first clip right here. Nice.
Nice.
And we got tornado all out of bounds right here. Oh, whatever.
Sorry, but got where you need to go.
Yeah. Now we're on to one of these arenas. The major glitches, there's 3 of them. One's called Stone Glitch, which is basically like it enables credits warp. It's not like the only thing it does, but one of the things it can do is credits warp. There is the permanent ability glitch. So in the past, people are running something called like the UFO glitch category, where you get permanent UFO. We'll see UFO in a bit, but it's a really, really powerful ability that the game purposely tries to like prevent you from using, basically. And then finally, there's something called the pause collision glitch, where if you pause on the same frame that an enemy spawns, it can actually continue moving while the game is paused. You get damaged in the pause menu, and you can move around in a very glitchy version of the stage. So those are the 3 main major glitches, but most forms of out of bounds that you're going to be seeing this run are fair game.
Yeah, no, a pause collision glitch in particular was found just a few years ago, and like that, we had like a big vote about it as well to make sure whether or not it counted like it's a major glitch or not.
Yeah. It's only used like, at the time it would have only been used like once in the run, but a majority of runners voted to ban it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so once again, just more of this tornado movement so we can squeeze in some more donations.
Absolutely. We've got $50 to Doctors Without Borders from Desiree BLG, who says, I'm so excited for the lineup today. Can't wait to see that WannaFest 22 run coming up. Let's get those bonus levels. We are actually 2% up from the last time I even looked at the tracker, 29% of the way towards our $15,000 incentive for the Great Banana bonus levels, of which I have been asked to basically say no more. So if you're interested in seeing what that is, if you need more potassium in your diet, get in your donations at gamesdonequick.com/donate.
All right, then. I'm sure game won't perform a million by the time this run ends. Yeah. I'm sure we can do that.
Yeah, so lag is super important. And like I said, keeping tornado is also important. So coming up in this next room, the game intends for you to grab one of these high jump enemies and break through all these blocks. But it turns out to be faster to keep tornado in this very awkward way. Killing that enemy is incredibly important for lag reduction, even though it doesn't really look like much.
Not just with the boss of World 2, who is Pain Roller. Pain Roller can either go into the top right, bottom right, or bottom left corner. It's completely random, so we're gonna hope that they go to top right, because it's just a little faster that way.
Yeah, so Shasta is a runner of Nightmare and Dreamland, which is a remake of this game. And it's got mostly the same levels, the same bosses and things like that, but there are some big differences between them. So, for example, in Nightmare and Dreamland, some bosses can be quite a bit more random. Oh.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun to listen to you two compare notes in the practice room.
Yeah.
Shots has been like, hey, I like mostly know this game.
I promise not to like talk about Nightmare Dreamland the whole time. That's my thing.
Yeah, so a couple of years ago, I think it was SGQ 2019, I was on Shasta's couch for Nightmare in Dreamland despite never having run that game. So I decided to repay the favor here by having him on my couch this time.
I appreciate it. That will say now too as well. The 100% portion of the 100% category here comes in right now because 3-1 here is the first time you see a switch. Right after this room, you get that and unlocks more of the overworld.
Yeah, so it unlocks things, but you don't actually have to go and like, for example, play the mini games that it unlocks. You just need to hit the switches, and that's the main difference between 80%. The only difference between 80% and 100%. The first switch shows up in World 3, so the first two worlds are identical. So I was thinking that if the 100% incentive wasn't met yet, we could have checked it like right here, for example.
Yeah.
But thanks to the generous donations, it was met before the run started. All right, spinning rooms. All right, we're gonna do another mix here. So we're dropping Tornado finally. And this is gonna be what some people call like an auto mix. You just kind of let this run out and it'll always give you UFO. And UFO, like I said earlier, there's a glitch that allows you to keep it forever. It's really, really powerful. Grample, do you want to explain what the different things you can do with UFO?
Sure. So, I mean, if you just do a light tap of the B button, you do like a beam attack. If you hold it for a little bit, it shoots out a laser. And if you hold it for a long time, it shoots out a star. Optimal here is to just do a small charge so that you shoot out the laser, because holding out for the long charge is actually slowing down the game.
Yeah. Yeah, lag reduction, super, super important. So you really don't want to have too much stuff on screen at once.
It's an NES game after all. It's very important for a lot of like NES experience especially.
Yeah. This game is no exception. So high jump, we're actually only going to see it for a little bit because we're just going to mix back for Tornado.
Bye jump.
Bye, jump.
All right. Yeah, previously, like for example, I ran this game back in SGQ 2018. Some things have changed, and one of those big things is that there is more Tornado in this round. All right, stage 4. This is going to be this little arena kind of thing again. In each world, there's like this. There will be this one room where Meta Knight spawns all of his minions, and they mostly work like regular enemies, except some of them take more than one hit to defeat. So luckily with Tornado, we can actually clear it quite quickly. So there's a little bit of a visual cue on the ground, like where that ribbon meets the ground. I like to do a jump Tornado there, clear those 3 enemies. This guy takes 2 hits, and then this guy over here takes 2 hits as well.
Clean.
Very, very clean. There's one of those in Worlds 2 through 6. There's none in World 7 as far as I remember.
Right, yeah. I think it's like, by that time you've already defeated Meta Knight, so it's not like he's not going to send more stuff after you.
Yeah, that makes sense. He doesn't care about World 1 either.
Yeah.
What do you say, friends? Time for a couple of donations?
Oh yeah, now would be a good time.
Yep. Awesome. First, just an update on the Great Banana bonus levels incentive. Just about $4,500 out of the $15,000 we need to get that unlocked. We've got lots of friends helping us along the way, like Test Debug with $50, who asks, what happens when Kirby swallowed a princess? He met a knight in Shining Armagalore. A little tortured, but we like those. $25 from Nero. So happy to see one of my favorite NES games on the SGDQ stage. Good luck on the run. And Jeff and Evan sending in 25 to MSF. Can we get a big emphatic "Baya" from the audience? 3. Okay, you got it. I was going to count you in, but you were on top of it. Thank you so much to everyone.
Good job, audience. I'm proud of you.
All right. Kind of a laggy room coming up here. So one of the, I guess, main turnoffs for a lot of people is that this game does lag quite a bit. And it gets laggier in some places more than others. And people always ask me if it bothers me, but after running this game for so long, it actually I kind of don't even notice it anymore. It's just it's just part of the game. It's going to lag in certain places and you expect it. And when you expect it, it's not so bad. So, It seems a little bit intimidating to run this game at first because it's just so laggy. Like, I promise that it does get better.
This is the first dark room right here. Normally you use those enemies there with like the ghost of sunglasses called Cool Spooks, that's their name. I use them to light up the room with the light Kirby ability, that's the only use. It's one of the worst abilities in the entire Kirby series. But we know where to go, so it's not a big deal.
All right, so this next boss is Mr. Shine and Bright.
Sun Gang.
All right, Sun.
Moon Crew.
Moon. All right, Moon.
Hey, let's go. Complete 50-50 right there. Which one you attack first?
Yeah, normally I just stay in the middle, but since Shasta's on the couch, I felt like I should.
I always go for Moon. One more clap, audience. One more clap. Come on. There it is.
All right. Whoops. Did a little tornado a little too early there. That's fine. Just have to kill this enemy and float up for a little bit.
Next room, we gain UFO as well. Using that for the end level.
Oh, just, all right. UFOs are a little bit scary because they don't respawn. Normally you can just like go off screen for a little bit and they'll come back. But UFO enemies, once again, because it's so powerful, once you defeat them or once they fly off screen, they're just gone until you reset the game. So it's nice for using this quick beam attack to basically shoot through this wall. And then, as you might have guessed, we're gonna switch back to UFO. Okay, can't really attack them while they're in their attack animation. So I'm just gonna, yeah, as you can see, there's lots of hit lag. You're basically like dueling the tornado enemy with your own tornado. And 4-2, let's see. Yeah, once again, not too much to explain here, so we can definitely fit in some more donations.
There's that cool clip in the second room, right?
Yeah, I can try to go for it.
I believe. I mean, you showed it to me in the practice room. Might as well try it out.
Yeah.
No pressure.
Okay.
Yeah, let's see it. Let's see it.
All right, there we go.
Hey, there we
Nice.
go. Cool.
Nice.
Yeah, runners actually don't go for that clip anymore because it saves like no time. But
it looks cool.
Looks cool. That's the most important part.
We like the swag around here.
Yeah.
Incidentally, I do actually now have a description from the runner for the Great Banana bonus levels incentive. The bonus level incentive adds 3 optional levels to stage 6 that would normally be skipped in this run. If you love bananas or 3D Mario games, this is the incentive for you. So if that strikes your fancy, gamesdonequick.com/donate.
All right, so that mini boss killed in 2 tornadoes. One of the things about tornado, I said it's like a fixed length, but it actually gets extended a little bit if you like are in the middle of hit lag. So I was purposely trying to like get hit lag to extend tornado longer, so I can clear those 2 Poppy Bros mini bosses in just 2 tornadoes. All right, this stage is also just like tornadoing to the end, so more donations, please.
Happily. Dr. Bones sends in $250 saying, have to throw in a donation for the game that started the powerful pink puffball and my lifelong love of the series. Booyah! Kuga sending in $5 to MSF. Oh, yup. Yuck. I think that was supposed to be if Kirby ate Goofy. It was specifically listed as Goofy voice, so.
Sure.
$20 from Lilac Olagochi to MSF. Gotta donate for my favorite boyo, Kirby. This character and series defined my childhood. Good luck on the run. And $250 from Muffy the Great to Doctors Without Borders. Thanks to all the runners, staff, and supporters for yet another great event. It's wild to think about how long this event has been going and how much it's raised. Putting this towards the Great Banana.
All right, I'm actually going to do a reset here. Yeah, luckily that sound effect happened before the reset. And it skips a flag planting animation and also gets rid of my ability. We're actually going to be mixing for something else here. All right, nice.
Nice.
Good stuff.
So there's going to be the one use of wheel in this run. Wheel is also good for horizontal stuff, but if you actually need to like jump at all, it's not so great. So luckily this part here is like super, super flat. You can even clear these 2 tile gaps, as Shasta was really impressed by earlier.
Yeah. You can't do that in Nightmare in Dreamland. You also use a lot more wheel in that game too, and like you actually find enough to do the exact same mix in that run right at start for 4 as well.
All right, another mix here. Hopefully I get it.
I believe.
Nice.
Nice. That's a really hard one because of the positioning of both those enemies right there.
Yeah. And you only have one shot at it, so unlike the other ones where I can just respawn the enemies, that one you're kind of stuck because you're right before that mini boss.
Shout out to Rolling Turtle, by the way, placed by Fan in the remake.
Rest in peace, Rolling Turtle.
Rest in peace, Rolling Turtle. Only in this game.
All right, so 2 mixes in that previous stage, and now here's like the hardest one in at least the route that I'm doing. Oh. Okay, ball is 1 too early. All right, good.
There you
Nice.
go.
All right.
Did you say it was like 15th power for that one, I think? Right?
I have no idea.
You threw a number earlier.
It's something in the double digits, but what mixes are 4-frame windows, and people always say like, oh, that's not like that bad, but you don't really have like a decent visual cue for it. So you're kind of just basically going based off feel or sound and things like that.
So it's been a feel thing for me personally, never going for them.
A vibe thing.
Yeah.
But I was really afraid I was going to get stuck here. Well, pretty unlucky there. I need that. Commit. Okay. This enemy's going to respawn here, so I'll do that again. Since we're doing Tornado a lot, I haven't really mentioned slide mechanics and momentum. But in this Kirby game, you want to be as close to the edge when you slide off. And unlike a lot of Kirby games, you don't actually decelerate in the air. So whatever speed you slid off at, you actually keep it throughout the entire slide until you hit the ground. All right, here's another clip here. Yeah, so running over these one-tile gaps. Oh, nice, first try.
Hey, smooth as butter.
Yeah. So it's probably one of the weirdest glitches that I've seen. First off, the timing window varies depending on, like, I believe it's where you are in your running animation. And it only works if you have an ability, but an ability that doesn't change Kirby's appearance. So for example, sword, you have like a permanent sword out, that doesn't count. Like you wouldn't be able to do the clip there.
Hammer as well too.
Yeah, hammer, parasol, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Where you always have something out, it doesn't work. But if it's something like Tornado, where your appearance only changes cosmetically, color-wise. So Kirby without an ability is pink, and Kirby with an ability is kind of like orange, as you can see here. Those are the only ones that works with.
It's also like a 0 through 4 frame window sometimes too.
Yeah.
It's like it just can't work sometimes for some reason.
Yeah. So it's a really, really weird clip. It's like semi-consistent. I don't really know how to explain it. But right now we're going to high jump all the way up to the top of the stage to fight Krakow. Unlike more modern Kirby games, and even the remake, you have to be on the ground in order to do high jump.
You can cancel, which is nice.
Yeah.
And as you were mentioning earlier, you don't have to worry about Krakow's hitbox so much in this one compared to other games.
It's kind of flashes here. Otherwise, you have to like avoid him after using high jump. It's annoying. Very clean fight though. Very good stuff.
Yeah.
Just wanted to take a second to let people know we've passed 1/3 of the way towards the Great Banana bonus levels, and I'll sweeten the pot for you. Reasons you should be interested. Dan Salvato and Wolsk, who were both part of the Kaizo Mario run last night, they were part of the team behind that crazy rhythm game level. So if you want to see what kind of games they like to play as speedruns, you want to get this bonus incentive met.
Yeah, as far as I'm worried, like that one we got fan game show off next, Wanfest, has like a lot of different like games in it. I know Wolf's wanted me on couch at one point because of as Warriorland Fortnite. That's a game I ran for a long time. So.
Whoa, spoiler!
I'm sorry. Mute my mic. Yeah, it's really cool. A lot of love put into that game.
All right. So in the meantime, I mixed for everyone's favorite ability, Tornado. So we're going to be carrying this for a little bit. There is a nice trick that you can do here, which is, this game besides the tornado movement, is a lot about momentum preservation, like the slides I was talking about earlier. So here we're actually preserving tornadoes like full speed into the water. All right, so yeah, not too much else to say about this stage. So more donations. Be good?
Gladly. The Vooper with $25 to MSF. Kurt, donate if you agree.
True. So right.
$10 from D Winters and Dio Winters. This has been the first GDQ I've been able to spend with my son, and what a marathon to introduce him with. Thank you to all the runners for the wild and amazing stuff you do, trans rights, and as the kid has decreed, save the animals. Yes, we also have that bid war open, in addition to one also for WannaFest, as to whether you want your save point item to be like the save icon in Microsoft Word. I forget what those are called. They call them floppy disks here. I don't. Or bananas.
Interesting choice. Yeah, so in this stage, once again, we're just going to be blasting through this thing with Tornado. At the end, you'll see me try to keep Tornado kind of in a weird way. It's only used for a small trick that comes right in the stage afterwards. All right, horizontal stuff. Yeah, I like all these nice visual cues that help you with positioning exactly where you should do a tornado to avoid enemies or to avoid platforms. Slopes are quite weird in this game. If you run down the slope, you're running faster. But running up slopes in this game is really, really annoying, including with tornado. For whatever reason, if you try tornado into an upward slope, it really kills your momentum for some reason. Right, okay, so right here, I'm at full health, but I'm gonna take damage a couple of times. But I do need health for this next trick, so after this, I'm going to collect this pep brew right here. So normally speaking, I'm at 5 health coming into this point.
Don't want to miss this next one, by the way. It's really cool.
All right. So, like I said, momentum preservation. So we're going to be keeping tornado speed right here. All right, nice.
Look at that.
Nice. Full speed ahead. That trick was discovered by Dark Wheeler, who's done a whole bunch of stuff for a couple different Kirby games. All right, powerless arena for once. Oh, I was supposed to get both of them. It's okay. And now we're going to be seeing the first instance of ball. Very good attacking thing, but surprisingly good for movement here.
I see that's crowd's favorite ability.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna play this a little safe and come out of it. If you want to go full swag, you go ball right into the door, but if you miss, you just fall and die.
Oh, is this why everyone always says we ball when they're... Oh, I understand now.
Yeah. Kirby means literally. Is no one else?
But good vertical speed here, obviously. And we're just going to keep it for a little bit
I've got a very
longer.
special donation here from Bidoop. The audience got in on that one, and I was about 2 beats late. So sorry for making a mess of that, but thank you so much for your $25 donation, Bidoop.
All right, I'm going to switch off a ball here. Okay, good energy here. One thing that's special about fire and some other abilities is that the moment you inhale it, it actually does kind of like a free attack for you. So we actually lit the fuse with that same attack. It is a little bit faster than inhaling the ability and then pressing B to light the fuse. I'm going to switch to high jump here. Oop, this cutter projectile is lagging a little bit. That's okay. Yeah, I notice that when I'm sliding, I'm immediately jumping off the ground right afterwards. Deceleration only happens on the ground, so you basically just want to be in air as long as possible after a slide. All right, important clip here. High jump is not so great for attacking. I'm actually out of bounds already. And all the white is inbound, so I don't want to accidentally go there. And skips the entire mini boss right there. All right, so this part right here, dropping the star in a certain spot causes an enemy to despawn, so we just ran through that basically without any issues. The clip there, some people call it the 45-degree clip. That's like basically there are a lot of 45-degree blocks, but that's like the one use of it. It was discovered by LinkDead, who's probably better known for Super Mario World speedruns. But LinkDead did run the game for a little bit, I think back in 2014. Discovered that skip. All right.
Nice.
So there was a lot of wheel enemies at the beginning, and the first ability, I think probably intentionally, first ability on the mix wheel when you combine two wheels is hammer, and we need it for this next switch coming up. I'm gonna try to jump off all these slopes, preserve momentum here like this. And since this is underwater breakable blocks, the only thing that can break this is hammer and UFO. UFO, you're probably not supposed to have in the stage, but in the category where you are allowed to do the UFO glitch, you could actually keep it here and use UFO to break those blocks. All right, coming up onto the World 5 boss. This is Heavy Mole. Oh, I got way too close there.
The big thing about this boss is that the ground is very breakable. The boss obviously breaks it here, but you can as well too. So you gotta make sure you have a power that won't screw you over when you break it, like ball or anything.
Yeah, so I've seen people do like blind races of this game, and on that boss they'll like fall off because they use something like wheel. All right, hammer in water, when you swing it like this, you actually do get a little bit of a horizontal boost. These enemies are kind of random. They also despawn randomly, so oftentimes you see something different there. All right, this enemy right here, control a little bit. Oh, that's fine.
Like that?
Yeah, exactly like that. That's okay. Let's see. What can we get here? I don't know, I'm just gonna let this run out. Okay, wheel. Sure. I wonder if wheel breaks this. I know that in Nightmare in Dreamland this works. Oh, nice.
It does, yeah, there we go.
Cool. I was gonna do a different backup there with a clip.
Now you have a backup that's useful for people at home.
Yeah.
Yeah, these later levels can be kind of annoying because of all the enemy spam. So
Yeah.
it's kind of important to kill as many enemies as we can.
Yeah, it gets quite sluggish in some of these stages.
We've got time for some messages from the community while you make your way through.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome. $12.13 from Probably Geo, who says, shout out to the Kirby speedrun community. We're the best at adding 4-frame mixes to games that already have too darn many.
True.
Wouldn't have Kirby's Adventure, Nightmare in Dreamland, Return to Dreamland, Amazing Mirror, Forgotten Land, or Return to Dreamland Deluxe any other way. Less than 3.
Damn right.
Thank you, Gio.
Thank you very much, Gio.
All right. So if you manage to keep hammer throughout this entire thing, you could actually skip getting this stone enemy. But for me, I basically never keep hammer, so this is just the normal strat for me. All right, I'm gonna try to get through this a little bit quickly here to avoid an enemy spawning right on top of me. And in here, there's this wooden peg that we're gonna break with stone. So far, we've had a pretty good spell of no tornado. That's gonna come to an end very soon. You gotta do this double headbutt here.
You're welcome, Tornado fans.
Yeah.
Tired of wooing the audience, hell yeah.
Honestly, it's just incredible to me how well this game moves for an NES game. It's the kind of thing you don't really associate with games from this era, but you've got so much cool movement tech between tornado, between sliding off of ledges to keep momentum. There's a lot to like.
All right. I just want to make one comment about these goal games that the audience loves. To get on level 7, like the lowest part of that goal game, it's a 2-frame window. So what you really don't want to get is the 3rd frame, which is a ledge grab on level 6. But even though it's a 2-frame window, I think I hit every single one so far. But it's not one that you can be too early on. And also, what do I want to say? You can also press B instead of, in addition to A, so you have a couple of different chances at it.
Remember earlier how SK mentioned if you get power for some underwater, it has a little animation that happens? Yeah. There we go.
Yeah. So we were talking about this earlier, and we were wondering, is that intended, or is that like the developers trying to bait you, but then it didn't actually work out? I think we agree that it was probably the latter.
Yeah, it's definitely developers not intended for you to do that, but they're trying to stop you, but like you're too fast.
Yeah.
You're too good, quite frankly.
Considering when you showed us some of the glitches that won't appear in this category, I think it's safe to say that you're just getting away with a little something there.
All right. Oh, lost the momentum on the slope. That's okay. All right. So after this, I'm going to do a reset. And this is for RNG manip purposes. I need to mix for fireball here, but it's a very specific set of movements to get this ball enemy to move over to the right. Oh no, okay. Didn't get a big enough jump there.
All right, while you're working on that, time for a couple of updates. We've got $5 to MSF from Nathu, who says, this sprite is bananas? B-A-N-A-N-A-S ? I have it on good authority that OneFest 22 is a can't-miss run. Hello from the donation station, and don't forget to add incentives when donating. Yeah, that's right. That's a reference both to the save point sprite choice for OneFest 22, and an excellent reminder to go use the add incentive button near the bottom when you are on gamesdonequick.com/donate. Thank you so much, Nathu.
I love that clip in particular right there.
Yeah, so in the meantime, finally managed to set up those 2 enemies. Luckily, it's like one where you just stop the mix wheel immediately, so you don't have to time anything. And then afterwards, a clip, and through a narrow passage, fireball really helps. Oh yeah, maybe I should say, in the Japanese version, this is called burning. I'm playing the Japanese version right now. And on the English version, it's called fireball, 2 words. And for whatever reason, they stopped calling it fireball, and it's just always been called burning ever since. But I just like saying fireball because you don't really get to say that for other Kirby games.
Pretty much, yeah. Even Nightmare Dreamland is called burning as well.
Yeah. So we're in World 6 right now, and previously in the previous worlds, the earlier worlds, you don't have that many switches, but in World 6, there's one in every single stage.
Do you think if Kirby consumed the prize wizard, he'd be able to cast Fireball? So here's what I want you to do. I want you to go to gamesdonequick.com/donate and tell me which powers you think that Kirby would get from consuming members of our amazing Games Done Quick team.
Sheesh.
I have to say, the Kirby 64 run, there was like a Twitter poll from the GDQ account, and there was like a very cursed image of Kirby inhaling Tony Hawk.
So
I don't know why that was the thing that it latched onto, but yeah.
And the important question, can Kirby do a kickflip?
Oh, of course, yeah.
Absolutely.
Excellent.
All right, so fireball is used for not only movement, but for this switch right here, you need some kind of fire, and then for the next one, we're going to need some way of breaking blocks. So fireball has this double purpose. The complicated mix that we saw earlier is due to a Japanese runner named Sue, who introduced a lot of optimizations, especially to the 100% category. So right here, there's going to be a really laggy portion right here at the beginning, depending on how these spark enemies move. Okay, they cooperated. And these ice blocks you can break with fireball, among other things. One thing I do want to say about these switch cutscenes is that once you go back to having control, it's not actually resumed from what you were doing before. So I did a fireball inside switch, but you notice that after we came back, I was no longer in that fireball. So in fact, the game kind of just like sort of simulates resuming by placing Kirby where where he was before. Okay, I don't know what this is. All right. I did not mean to do that.
There we go. Obviously, this room is a bunch of UFOs. Gotta avoid them, and you want one of the UFOs because it's really good in this game.
Yeah, that room can be particularly annoying because the UFO movement's just completely random, and they can just dart around.
I call it the worst room in the game in Nightmare in Dreamland.
All right, another one of these arena fights. So we're doing the third level of charge for all those shots. Takes care of each of those enemies. And just for safety and also kind of an RNG minute, I'm going to reset before this Meta Knight fight just to recover some health. And the annoying thing about Meta Knight is that he can block. But I have no proof of this, but I feel like when I reset, he blocks less.
Sometimes all I need is superstition.
Yeah. You can't just spam the sword. I mean, you could, but it's not really the most efficient way of doing that. It's better to sort of time the slashes. They're a little bit spaced.
Just a Happy Moon up there. What's he smiling about?
I know what I'm smiling about. We just passed 40% of the way towards the bonus level incentive for WannaFest 22, thanks to some very generous donations.
Hey.
Thank you so much for that. I do want to let you know,
good pickup.
we've got less than an hour left, including the time we have during that run to get that met. So audience, do we leave incentives behind?
Nope.
Thank you. No incentives left behind. GamesDoneQuick.com/donate.
I believe. Oh, you're not going for the slide there, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just going to play it safe here. I accidentally went in bounds again during practice. So basically, you create a one-tile gap out of those blocks, clip, and you can do some fancier movement if I decide to just float up. But I think that's going to be the last clip in the run. And we're going to come up to everyone's favorite stage in this game.
Yeah, I love it. It's so cool. Yeah. I'm not saying it because they have ice right now, but you know.
Yeah. All right. Secret door, yeah. And I'm just going to do one attack and then combine my star with his star to deal the rest of the health.
For those who don't know, by the way, this is a boss rush level, and the secret door SKs wins who skips 3 bosses. So you have to fight 4 of them here instead of 7.
All right, good so far.
Goodbye forever, Rolling Turtle. Last appearance ever.
Yeah.
All right, let's get a donation rush in while we do our boss rush.
You good?
Crazy Kurt with $5 to MSF, $5 train for Kirby. $25 from Bo, who simply says, friend-shaped.
True.
All right, I'm going to YOLO this. Oh, didn't work out.
Thank you, Fireland.
$25 to MSF from AG Piers. Had to donate to one of my favorite series in the entire gaming history. Who doesn't like Kirby? He's friend-shaped. Also gotta say, seriously love the Kirby speedrun community. Y'all are great. Keep running those Kirby games.
AG Piers makes a lot of really good Kirby art, honestly, so very cool part of the community.
Yeah. Thanks, AG Piers. Yeah, we can fit in one more.
Okay. $5 from Herm with a suggestion. Music lovers, I recommend the enchanting OC remix album for Kirby's Adventure. My personal favorite is the Grape Garden remix, Aviator Soul.
All right, one.
Support trans rights and pink blob wrongs. Thank you, Herm.
Yeah, one last mix that we have to do here. I'm going to use hammer to clear these enemies a little bit first. Okay, nice.
Nice.
All right.
Very smooth.
Yeah, this used to have, World 7 used to have no tornado, and now, for example, in the any % no major glitches category, it would actually be entirely tornado. I'm not brave enough to go without the candy, so I'm going to just pick it up and just run off all these down slopes.
And candy in this game doesn't actually speed up your movement at all, as far as I'm aware. It just like makes you invincible for a bit, so you can't get hurt, and you can hurt other enemies just by running into them.
It's good for safety.
Yeah.
And some games it speeds you up just a little bit more, but not this one.
has. So like I said earlier, oftentimes in this game, keeping tornado awkwardly is faster than doing the more natural thing. So the more natural thing, maybe some other ability here for clearing all these enemies, especially in rooms like this. Like to do tornado like this for a really short window and just let it run out is still faster than going without tornado.
Shout out to NES and lag in particular.
So I've got some donations in, and these are the answers to our questions about what powers Kirby would get if we want to hear those.
Okay.
Absolutely.
The sound defense with $25 to MSF. Kirby would definitely get the microphone ability after inhaling Spike Vegeta.
True.
Let's unlock those great banana bonus levels. $15 from Mr. Toasty with apologies in advance. If Kirby ate Argic, he'd just turn Scottish, which some would argue is a power in and of itself. That was more Irish. I wish I had Argic here to read that for me. We love him. Thank you so much. Wiza with $25 to MSF. My wife says that for Cent, his Kirby power would be that everything on the screen turns upside down except for Kirby. And $50 from Dracon, Kirby powers easy. Mr. Game & Shout, microphone. Kung Fu Fruit Cup, fire. Scent, fireball. J-Hobbs, UFO. And Grand Pooh Bear's legs, crash.
That's a deep cut right there.
That's a reference.
Okay.
That's some lore.
Thank you so much to everyone for your amazing generosity. Please keep pushing us
Sheesh.
towards that great banana bonus level incentive for WannaFest.
That was a good donation.
Good donation, honestly. I'm trying to parse the J-Hobbs like UFO one though. What would that be? Oh,
Okay.
Someone tell me.
All right. So last regular stage, basically this is just like a zoom through Kirby's Dreamland. No enemies give abilities here, just like the original game. This was the first one that had copy abilities at all. So it's quite a very, very different game from the first Kirby game, Kirby's Dreamland. So here would be a great time for more donations.
Gladly. Bonnie sends in $75 to MSF. Wait, we have Kirby Adventure? And I nearly missed it? This was one of my favorite games as a kid. Well, thank you for showing up and for donating, Bonnie. We've also got $10 from Captain Stack. Always wondered if Kirby's Adventure made for a good speed game, and it does not disappoint. Also, what power-up would Kirby gain if he ate the animals? That's a reference to, of course, our save and kill the animals incentive from Super Metroid. And I think the obvious answer is UFO, right?
The obvious answer is Animal Kirby
Animal
from Squeak
Kirby
Squad.
Squad.
Yeah. There you go. Let's go, Squeak Squad.
$5 from Scarlett. Please give me your best. Hiya! Also, hello from the front row and trans rights.
Bam.
Michaela helping us as we get almost to 50% on the Great Banana Bonus Levels incentive, 44%, $6,630, with $50 from Michaela saying no incentive left behind. And $10,000 from the Yeti.
Woo!
Hey all, Yeti here. We're thankful to announce with the blessing of the talented artist Duffles and Prize Wizard Scent, we have added a special limited edition Thank You Prize Wizard print to our collection featuring the Prize Wizard, the Prophecy Foretold. $4 from every print sold will directly benefit MSF, so if you want to get a sweet shredding wizard print and support MSF, head over to our official collection.
SK right here is doing RNG manipulation to get the right pattern on King Deity, which hopefully gets right here.
Yep. We'll be good.
Sweet.
So DD can bounce around quite a bit, but here keeps his horizontal position for almost the entire fight. And that's it.
There he is. I get that float in too.
Yeah. Ball in this game, you have to be right on the edge of the hitbox.
Here comes
in
the
order
Nightmare
to
Orb.
Not take damage.
You're welcome.
All right, basically just like a space shooter here. The patterns change up a little bit depending on how much health Nightmare Orb has, but it's more or less the same general idea regardless of RNG. So right here, it's gonna do this cross attack like this that I don't try to avoid. All right, we're not gonna see that soft lock. There's this 10 frame window if you exit the fight where the game just like glitches out like crazy and probably be like worth resetting rather than just letting that play out. So luckily that didn't happen. So now we're on to the final fight. This is Nightmare. It's 6 hits and then it's time. Once again, there is randomness, but mostly the patterns are pretty set. So for example, the first hit will always be Nightmare floating up somewhere, here. I have like a little bit of an audio cue for when to go for that. Second one dances across the screen like this. Third one will be floating at the top. Fourth one, another dance, but slightly different attack animation. And then there's some dancing around, and then the fifth hit, also in the air, but vulnerable for only a short amount of time.
Time will be very soon, by the way.
Yeah. All right, yeah, time's on this last hit. And time.
It is?
Let's see. 49:41. Yeah, a little bit of slop, but the run is harder than it was before, so there's that. All right, just want to give a quick shout out to the Kirby speedrun community, especially the adventure runners, like for example, Race Out, Tracy, a whole bunch of names that I don't want probably miss out on someone. So I just want to say, thanks again for GEQ for having me. Thanks to all the generous donations for allowing me to run 100%. And continue supporting the marathon. Thanks.